Welcome to Healthy Homestead Living in our homestead kitchen. We are getting close to one of my favorite holidays of the year, and that is Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving is a wonderful time to reflect on all the things that we have been blessed with throughout the year. The highlight of most of our Thanksgivings on the meal is the turkey, and I would like to share with you my favorite turkey tip, so stay tuned. If you are wanting to experience the absolute best Thanksgiving turkey you have ever had, you'll definitely want to try this special tip. My good friend Tracy introduced me to the art of brining, and ever since then I have never looked back. Every year I make sure that I add this one simple small step prior to cooking the Thanksgiving turkey. Brining is simply a matter of changing the molecular structure of the meat. The problem with turkey is it's one of those meats that does not have the natural marbling of fat in it, just like beef or venison. So we need to be able to add some moisture to that so that it doesn't break down during the cooking process and completely dry out. By brining, what we are doing is adding salt, sugar, and vinegar so that we can get in there on the proteins and have more moisture retention, so the protein actually breaks down and retains the moisture while we cook it. As a result, you will have a wonderful, flavorful, moist turkey to be able to serve to your family. So let's jump on in and I'll show you how. So let's get started on making our brining solution. Remember, this is something we want to do a couple days ahead of when you will be having your Thanksgiving feast. We are going to start off with 2 gallons of cold water. This recipe we have perfected specifically for about a 20-pound turkey, so if you're going with a larger or smaller, you can adjust the recipe accordingly. So we have 2 gallons of cold water that we put into our pot, and to that we will add 3 cups of apple cider vinegar. Then we'll add 4 tablespoons of rosemary, 5 cloves of garlic, and about a cup and a half of kosher salt. The salt being the key ingredient, and we want to get that in there so we can have that starting to dissolve nicely. We'll also add 2 cups of brown sugar. We'll let that dissolve in our solution. 3 tablespoons of peppercorns, 5 bay leaves, and I like to add the peeling from some oranges because the aroma from the oranges really adds a lot of really great flavor. And then we're going to add some minced ginger, some chopped onion, and about the equivalent of 2 sprigs of thyme. If you don't have fresh thyme, you can use dried thyme. That works really well too. Now we are simply going to stir this and heat it up until we have it coming to a good boil to dissolve the sugar and the salt and get these flavors nice and blended. Once the sugar and salt are dissolved, we can turn the heat off and then let that sit and come to room temperature. Now that we have our brining solution ready to go and it's cooling on the stove, it's time to make a decision on what tool we will use to contain our brine in our turkey. There is a product available called the briner, and it works fantastic for any type of brining, and we use this here at Healthy Homestead Living for several other things, including cucumbers and apple cider vinegar, other meats that we like to brine. So we love using this. It's specifically designed to hold that turkey or the solution that you are making down into the liquid. Another option, however, if you don't want to invest in a briner, is you can just use any container that you may have on hand that has a lid and is large enough for the size turkey that you're making. Sometimes that's a little tricky to find, however, so you can go with a third option, and that is simply to find some plastic bags. And if you can find one that's large enough that seals, that works fantastic. One trick that I have found is you can actually just go with simple luggage bags. The luggage bags for packing your luggage tight down into your suitcase work perfectly because they are designed to hold everything in and be airtight. And they come in large sizes, so we can get a very large turkey into these bags, contain that liquid, and be able to keep that in our refrigerator without having the juice getting everywhere. Now, I do recommend if you go the bag route that you have a large bowl or a roasting pan or something that you place that down in just in case you have a little bit of leakage. So once you make your decision on that, then you simply want to put our turkey and our brine into the container that we choose and then slide it into the refrigerator. Let that go for 12 to 24 hours, and you can go longer if you need to. And then we're ready for our Thanksgiving meal. A couple quick tips for you for Thanksgiving Day itself. Once you are ready to prepare your turkey, we'll take it out of the refrigerator and set it in a sink of cold water. What we want to do is soak that for about 5 minutes to be able to diffuse the salt on the skin of the turkey itself. So let it soak and then rinse it off a little bit with some good cold water, and then you are ready to prepare your turkey with your normal favorite method. You might want to roast it, put it in an oven bag, or if you're one that likes to do a good deep fry, you can always go that way as well. Now, when all of your family is asking you what your secret is to such an amazing Thanksgiving turkey, send them on over to my website, healthyhomesteadliving.com. And we'd like to wish you a very happy Thanksgiving from our family to yours.